Hello boys and girls and welcome to the first episode of what is to be formerly known as Nate Time DB. DB obviously standing for Dragon Ball. I've been a huge Dragon Ball fan ever since I was about 4 years old. I've been watching it on repeat. I am now 23 years old, so I've been watching it a long time. I've played basically all the video games, and I've just always wanted to start my own Dragon Ball channel. I've been watching people like Rhinestyle, Geekdom 101, people like that, and I've just thought, you know what, I could do this as well. I want to contribute to the discussion, and also there's a distinct lack of British sort of commentary on Dragon Ball at the moment on YouTube, so I thought I'd just do everyone a favour and include myself in the discussion. Hope that's okay with everyone. And what better way to start my new channel than with a review of episode 50 of Dragon Ball Super that recently aired. Oh my god, I'm loving it. I have to be honest, Dragon Ball Super was not in my good books up until this new Trunks arc. I mean, the animation wasn't great, the storyline I thought was not particularly interesting, and also it was just not dark enough. It was very childish, trying to be funny and sort of falling short, but this new Trunks arc has blown everything out of the water, and it's just amazing. I've got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed, everything I can cross on my body is crossed right now, hoping that Dragon Ball Super will continue to be this amazing. Anyway, let's begin with the review. So in the last episode, we basically saw future Trunks talking to Goku, Vegeta, and everyone else, explaining to them that Black Goku was causing havoc in the future and he needed to be stopped, and that's why he'd come to the past to basically ask for help. And then future Trunks and Goku have a little fight to see where each of them stand in terms of power level, I guess, before Goku Black appears out of a purple portal, and just the episode ends there and we're left hanging like, what is going to happen? Which brings us on to this episode, episode 50. Now, what I found interesting is that Goku Black seemed to be able to identify a lot of the people he was looking at. Goku, Vegeta, blah blah blah, but most interestingly, I think, he was able to identify Beerus. Does he know Beerus because he himself is also a god of destruction, or another type of god? Is it that he's actually met Beerus, or has he just heard of Beerus? And also, is it the Beerus of the future, or the Beerus of the present? Probably the Beerus of the future, because Beerus here doesn't seem to recognise him. But we'll come back to that in a bit. Another interesting thing here is that Whis and Beerus are able to identify the ring on Goku Black's finger as the Ring of Time. But they're a bit confused because the Ring of Time, as far as they know, is only able to take a person to the future and not to the past. But they think that Trunks travelling back to the past opened a portal which activated the Ring of Time, enabling Goku Black to go back to the past for a brief amount of time. So Goku, in typical Goku style, flies up hoping to challenge Goku Black, and here another interesting thing gets said. Goku says to Goku Black, "I've heard you're strong, so take me on." And Goku Black responds with, "I also wanted to fight you in this body." In this body. So this suggests that whoever Goku Black is, that isn't his original body. So this isn't Goku. And it also suggests that this person, after Goku died from his heart disease in the future, stole Goku's body, probably after hearing how strong Goku was. Another thing that suggests this also is that Beerus says this is not Son Goku versus Son Goku. This guy has a different kind of ki. So anyway, Black Goku fires a ki blast at Goku, which sends him flying into a rock. Goku seems fine though, he gets out and turns Super Saiyan. And it's here where the real battle starts. So they keep fighting and they seem pretty evenly matched, though both of them keep saying that the other should use their full power. So in this fight, I don't think we saw either Goku's full, well, we know we haven't seen Goku's full power because he can go Super Saiyan Blue, but we haven't seen Goku Black's full power either. Interestingly though, we see Goku Black getting stronger throughout the battle, and I think this is due to him learning how Goku fights. I think this guy isn't fully in control of Goku's body, he doesn't know how Goku's body works, and by fighting Goku, he's able to learn more what Goku's techniques are and how he fights and how he can enable the full potential of Goku's body. However, throughout the fight, I think Goku overall has the upper hand. Goku seems to inflict more damage on Goku Black than Goku Black does on Goku. But we don't actually get to see the conclusion of this fight because the portal closes, and when the portal closes, it takes Goku Black back into the future. This, I guess, is one of the restrictions of the Ring of Time. But moments before he goes back into the portal, he destroys Trunks' time machine, making sure that Trunks can't follow him back into the future. This suggests that his intention wasn't just to destroy Trunks, he wanted Trunks out of the way so he could continue with some other thing, some other purpose he had. In fact, when Goku Black gets back, he says, "Finally, the person who fought against me has disappeared from this world." So this suggests that Trunks was getting in the way of a bigger plan, a bigger scheme. Another interesting thing he says when he gets back is, "I was able to embed his fighting style into myself." Obviously here talking about Goku and him being able to learn from Goku's techniques. So this reinforces my thoughts from earlier that Goku Black doesn't yet have control over Goku's body, and that this fight enabled him to learn from Goku's fighting style and have a better control over his own techniques, his own body and his own power. So now in the past, everyone's panicking because the time machine has been destroyed, so they can't go to the future and help Trunks save his timeline. Trunks is the most upset out of everyone because he's more emotionally invested in that timeline and he can't fulfill the promise he made to his mother. And it's here where we see, in my opinion, the best moment in the whole episode, the bond between future Trunks and Vegeta that we haven't seen since Dragon Ball Z. He sees Trunks basically crying on the floor next to the rubble of his time machine and stands there and says, "Don't give up, we'll find a way." So to me it seemed as though Vegeta saw his son in emotional distress and went to comfort him as a father figure, something we haven't seen since Dragon Ball Z and something that has been a long time coming, something I've missed, the softer side of Vegeta but still a strong figure. So they basically ask Beerus and Whis if they can take them to the future and they flat out say no, not happening, forget about it. But then Bulma remembers something. She runs straight back into Capsule Corp, looks around manically for a capsule and comes back out, throws it to the ground and says, "Check this out, guys." What appeared? That's right, a time machine, but not the time machine that Trunks came back in, no, it's the time machine that Cell came back in. If you remember, Cell came back in a different time machine to Trunks. Another version of Trunks tried to come back to the past to save his timeline, but Cell intervened and ended up coming back himself, and this is that time machine. I mean, it looks a little worse for wear, but I reckon Bulma's going to be able to fix it. I have a feeling they're going to go into the future. And with that said, we move on to the preview of the next episode, which sees Mai still alive, her fingers move, and it's about the relationship between Trunks and Mai. And it seems as though we get a little preview of what's going on in the future in the absence of Trunks, and Mai coming back to consciousness and basically trying to figure out what's going on. And I think it's going to be pretty cool to see how that relationship developed. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I think I've done alright at summing up what's happened. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe. I'm going to be doing it for every single episode, and I'm also going to be doing some Xenoverse 2 analysis, which I'm really looking forward to. That game looks as though it's really going to be miles better than the first one, and the first one was amazing anyway, so, you know, I'm very excited. I'm over the moon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of Nate Time DB. Goodbye.